Thanks again for that, John.
No
And
problem, thanks.
I'll move on now to introduce our next performer. We're off from spoken word and we're back into music with Chris Fear from, I think, Clydeside branch, who is often to be seen playing banjo and singing at various demonstrations, and has got the fastest rate of sticker in lampposts I've ever seen in my life. So I believe he's going to do us some traditional wobbly music and a song of the Scottish clearances. And I've just dropped my bit of paper, but I think it's Dúchach Machi or Wiki. So Chris will be able to tell us much better the name and do that song for us. So all the best.
Cool. Thanks, Morgan. Cool, yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for letting me be with you on May Day. So, yeah, I'm going to do two wobbly songs and, like Morgan said, a Scottish Gaelic song. So, typical wobbly classics. This one is There Is Power in a Union. Would you have freedom from wage slavery, then join in the grand industrial band? Would you from misery and hunger be free, then come do your share, lend a hand? There is power in a band of working folk when we stand hand in hand. That's a power that must rule in every land, one industrial union grand. Would you have mansions of gold in the sky, and live in a shack that's away in the back? Would you have wings up in heaven to fly, and starve here with rags on your back? For there is power in a band of working folk when we stand hand in hand. That's a power that must rule in every land, one industrial union grand. If you like sluggers to beat off your head, then don't organize, oh unions despise. If you want nothing before you are dead, shake hands with your boss and look wise. But there is power in a band of working folk when we stand hand in hand. That's a power that must rule in every land, one industrial union grand. Come, all ye workers from every land, come join the grand industrial band. Then we our share of this earth shall demand. Come on, do your share, lend a hand. Because there is power in a band of working folk when we stand hand in hand. That's a power that must rule in every land, one industrial union grand. Ooh, thank you. I haven't played for ages, so apologies if it sounds terrible. So the next one, is a Gaelic song. So lockdown, I suppose people have done tons of crazy stuff in it. My two lockdown projects were having a baby and trying to learn Scottish Gaelic as well. And I'm trying to combine the two by teaching Gaelic to my baby. So we're seeing how that goes. But this next song is called Duik Vikui, and it's about the clearances in Scotland. And yeah, it's quite a old song. I'll put the lyrics to it, the English lyrics, in the chat, a link to it, so that you can actually see what I'm singing about. I'm going to do it a cappella, so if you bear with me a second. Okay. So yeah, I suppose actually it might be good to give it some context. So basically, um, the clearances were a time when the clan chiefs and the landlords in the Highlands basically ethnically cleansed people off of their land and replaced them with sheep. Um, so one of the areas that this happened the most in was in Sutherland. And that in Gaelic, that's known as Duich Ficui, the land of the Mackay. Um, and yeah, kind of it was really bad. You had people like landlords burning down people's houses with them inside and stuff like that. And there was a lot of resistance to it, and this is one of those songs. Cool. So. Mo valach eich na cwrig ffwr, Catch fel clown na'n dŵn y cwr, Ielig rhywm yr fa mi awg, Mas rhaw dwy ffigwy na ffasach, Ha tri ffighiad blians na tri, On jag mi dwych ficui, Catch fel gilian og mo chri, Snan un ag yn choboiach, Helar ha nisht na dwy, Gwyf na'n bawn trach na da chlwash, Am milia grain yw an chlwai, Rannwr i'n dwad hw driod ie. Chiad hw chatef led hwch foiw, Sled hwch car just on y goel, Gam bawn yn lwharn fat a hoel, Gam biar yw dy slam rhywm. Fan yw chatef fel yw a gi, Catch a fel do chwn yn sheet, And the chwm iatw von oeds von stryd, And yw am mishk nan claraf, Mo valach eich na cwrig ffwr, Catch a fel clown na'n dŵn y cwr, Ielig rhywm yr fa mi awg, Mas rhaid dwych ficwy na ffasach. So, yeah, it basically means, My curse upon the great sheep, where now are the children of the kindly folk who parted from me when I was young, before Sutherland became a desert. 63 years have passed since I left Sutherland, where are all my beloved young men and the girls that were so pretty? Seller, he was one of the people who was a bailiff for the landlords. You are in your grave, the wailing of widows in your ears, the destruction you wrought upon the people up until last year. Have you had your fill of it? First Duke of Sutherland, with your deceit and your consorting with the lowlanders, you deserve to be in hell. I'd rather consort with Judas. Duchess of Sutherland, where are you now? Where are your silk gowns? Did they save you from the hatred and fury which today permeates the press? My curse upon the great sheep, where now are the children of the kindly folk who parted from me when I was young, before Sutherland became a desert. So that's that one. Cool. And a bit of an odd change, but we'll go back to one more wobbly song. Is there time, Morgan? Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Cool. So this one most folks should know. It's Solidarity Forever. Okay. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. For a force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. 'Cause the rope we hold in common with the greedy parasite would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might. Is there anything left for us but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. It is we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade, dug the mines and built the workshops and the smiles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving midst the wonders we have made, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Oh, the world that's owned by idle drones is ours and ours alone. We have laid the wide foundations, built it skyward stone by stone. It is ours not to slave in, but to master and to own, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle not a single wheel can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Chris, for that mixture of music and of the old and the very old in one sense, and going back to remembering how people have behaved over the years, how the landowners and how those in power have behaved, and the essential nature of May Day and celebrations and solidarity, as you ended with in your last song there. So thanks very much. I have an announcement to make, a sad announcement that due to personnel difficulties, the Wobbly Choir will not be performing tonight. We couldn't get enough recordings in, and we were down to the Wobbly duo, and the sound quality wasn't great. So we hope to get another 4 of our members back soon. So we'll be at the next one. We're always looking for people. We're looking for tenors. We'll take fivers. We're doing whatever. We're not fussy. But if people want to sing the likes of Never Cross a Picket Line, or we have done Solidarity Forever, and there's other things we are hoping to do. So at the minute we're doing it via Zoom, and we'll get back on that again and try and capture our 4 missing members and build from that. So just a quick word. So we have a bit of a gap there, whatever that was going to be. If there's anybody else who's in who wants to make a contribution and hasn't done so, can you either put it in chat or send it to one of the hosts or admins, which will be myself, Lucy Parsons, Keith, Nick, and Connor, or Cahur, as it is, Osceola. So I don't know, I think there he is, just seen him pop up. I want to, it falls to me now, my great pleasure, to introduce our next performer, who is the wonderful Attila the Stockbroker, who is a performance poet, a multi-instrumentalist. He's just an all-round rattling great guy. So I'll get off the stage very quick and ask you, Attila, what is it you're going to do? And solidarity greetings on May Day.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
We can hear you great, yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Sorry, I've only just arrived. Unsurprisingly, I've got two others. I've just done the Wellingborough Diggers. I'm doing something locally in a minute as well. I just wanted to come on and do a couple of poems for you. How about I start with this one for the late great Bob Crow. When we're talking trade union, we're talking organisation. I wrote, this is one actually, believe it or not, BBC Radio 4's obituary programme, The Last Word, actually contacted me asking me to write a poem to commemorate the death of Bob Crow for their programme. And then when I'd written it, told me it was too biased and they wouldn't use it, which caused an enormous row, as a result of which I've never ever been featured in any way on Radio 4 ever since, and that was when Bob Crow died. It was a long time ago. I mean, I just lost it, and they lost it, and that was that. Anyway, so my collected works, which is just being published by Cherry Red, ain't going to be promoted on there, but I don't care. I'll put it up on Facebook, where I've got quite a lot of followers, and it reached tens of thousands of people anyway. Bob Crow. There was a man who stood his ground, fought every inch and won the day. His legacy is members' lot, good work conditions, decent pay. By Tories and their tabloid dukes and those who seek more than their share. Just like Millwall, his favourite team, he wasn't liked and didn't care. But those who worked in transport knew their leader stood right by their side. No management could lay them low. They wore their union badge with pride. He spoke for passengers as well. Safety, not profit, always first. Opposing fatal funding cuts. Paddington, Potter's Bar, the worst. Bob Crow, a boxer's grandson, he led with the left and packed a punch. The bosses knew he'd take them on. No cosy smile, no smarmy lunch. We need more like him, that's for sure. Upfront and honest to the last. He bargained hard and kept his word. A union leader unsurpassed. As 0 hours contracts grow and bosses offer Hobson's choice, let us not mourn, but organise, get off our knees and raise our voice. This man worked hard for workers' rights. A fair wage, a safe, steady job. So join a union and stand firm. That's the best way to honour Bob. Cheers. So, cheers. I can't hear you because I'm going nuts with all this. So I've been doing live streams the last year. It's actually brilliant. I reach a lot of people, but I can't wait to get out there again doing live gigs like we all can't. My first one's at the end of this month. I've got my second jab tomorrow. So in honour of my second jab, let me read the poem I wrote after my first jab, which is called Post Jab Poem. Because I don't trust the bloody government, but I do trust science. That's what we are. We're human beings. We develop, we learn, we trust science, and then we should be sharing that science. I wonder, why is it, he said rhetorically, why all the worst countries in the world in terms of being affected by this virus are run by far-right governments, and the country with the most successful record of all, probably Cuba. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? Anyway, post-jab poem. I haven't had a message from Bill Gates. I still don't have Illuminati mates. When cycling still wear black drain pipes, not lycra. The chips Rabina feeds me still aren't micro. No constant urge to buy stuff at IKEA or switch to nat urine from Popper beer because I've had a jab into my arm to save my weakened lungs from virus harm. This loud and forceful poet will not be told that I am somehow sheep-like and controlled because I wear a mask for common good and do the things that caring people should. And though in stroppy rhymes I am well versed, I'm proud to say society comes first and every single arm should be injected so all the vulnerable can be protected. Cheers. And I'm one of those actually because I've got COPD, not because I've ever smoked or anything, but because I've done 2,000 gigs in smoky venues before the wall came down. I'll tell you the worst of those, East Germany, GDR. Very proud to do 4 tours of the GDR between 1986 and 1989. Political Song Festival, Liedersommer der FDJ, the song festival of the youth section of the party, all kinds of other stuff. All those gigs, it was like, like everyone in East Germany, you have to smoke. It was a kind of, you know, if you did not smoke at least 40 a day, you were somehow some sort of revisionist or something. Anyway, I used to say, nicht rauche alle Leute, nicht rauche alle Länder vereinigt euch. Ihr habt nichts zu verlieren als eure Lungen. Non-smokers of the world unite. You have nothing to lose but your lungs. Anyway, here's another one. This adopts a controversial, basically anti-free speech position, which is mine. I don't believe in free speech. I believe I believe in controlling free speech. If that free speech is going to lead to genocide or plagues or racism and fascism, no problem. So this is a satirical piece. It's called Anti-Social Media. A message to all followers of Trump and QAnon. We're on your case until the day your websites are all gone. Well, our mission will be over on the day we hear you screech, my Parler account's vanished. Where's my freedom of speech? And when 8chan is history, we'll all have a big party with blood-drinking big tech moguls and the Illuminati. We're anywhere and everywhere, and all our plans are heinous. We are the 19 testicled space halibuts from Uranus. We're here to help stop conspiracy theories and debunk fake news because we're mates with Soros and in cahoots with the Jews, demanding fact-based thinking and intelligent debate to suck up to the vampires in the Hollywood deep state. Of course we support Antifa, and Black Lives Matter too. There's equal opportunities for all in our worldview. So who is it who wants your guns and petrol-guzzling cars, those 13-breasted, 16-nippled space turbots from Mars? Cheers. And I'm going to do this one as well. This is me. This is what I am. It's called Interlaffen. Interlaffen, I'm getting a bit of a German theme here. I did learn German in the GDR. Interlaffen is an affectionate term that our German comrades use to describe us. It means island apes. Basically, it indicates a certain, should we say, love of imperialism and delusions of grandeur and a basic belief that we're better because we're not attached to mainland Europe, which of course is all a pile of bollocks, and the term is perfectly, fine. So anyway, Interlaffen. I'm a poet who can't tour in a port which can't export through to bigotry pure and malice aforethought, a shot in the foot at a press man's command, not inflicted by others, but by our own hand. As bungalow drones thwart the wild dreams of youth, and the dead eyes of hatred claim falsehood as truth, I stand in the harbour and look out to sea. No man is an island. We'll find out. Trust me. So, I live in Southwick, port town of Shoreham Harbour on the Sussex coast, and I am very, 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 very anti-Brexit. So if there's any Lexit people out there, and I write for the Morning Star, and they know just how very, 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 very anti-Brexit I am as well. And I'm very proud of that. And I have no objection to people on the left believing that Brexit is a good idea, except that it's a complete steaming pile of old testicles, and it isn't a good idea. Anyway, so now I'm going to do I'm going to do a bit of grime for you. I'm maybe 63 and from West Sussex, but do a bit of grime. This is 40. It's 40 years, my 40th anniversary. For those who are interested, there's the proof. It's called Heart on My Sleeve. It's published by Cherry Red Books. It's available everywhere, basically. On the in the bookshops and all that. It's available for me and my Attila the Stockbroker Bandcamp.com, my Bandcamp page, and it's my life's work. So how about one of these? This is called 40 Years in Rhyme. 40 years in rhyme, 38 full-time, I'm still in my prime, life has been sublime. I can use some music, someone else can choose it, it was me flowing, you got it, won't refuse it. Maybe not the done thing, maybe it's a young thing. I don't chat no gun thing, no make him to unthing. I'm made to enlighten, representing Brighton. Now we're in the Premier League, who we're going to frighten. My name's the southernmost, I'm from the Sussex coast. Hoser in the garden centre, bread is simply toast. Don't give me no cup of tea when I'm getting uppity, beer is my cup of tea. High specific gravity, like the wind I'm blowing, like a river flowing. 40 years of knowing exactly where I'm going. 60 on the planet, spoken word I span it, ranting verse I ran it. Seagull, not organic. Old punk on a new trip, not a special brew trip, not a stiffing glue trip, not a dissing new trip. Checking out fresh styles, bringing tears and smiles from the Outer Hebrides to the Seven Dials. Beer, I like it hoppy. Verse, I like it stroppy. Sometimes I get personal, but I don't like it soppy. I remember Brother D, Grandmaster was legendary, but U-Roy was the first to show. Toaster started off this flow, ranting verse, reggae chat, hip-hop, grime and all of that. We hear simply spoken word, voices shouting to be heard. Respect to my fellow man from Cooper Clark to Yellow Man, Stormzy, Tempest and Luke Wright. Spoken word is doing all right. When I began, there was no scene. Looking back on all this been 40 years of chatting rhyme, having a fantastic time. Cheers. So do one more.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm going to do this one. My wife is standing for the local council for the very first time. If she manages to win, she will become the very first ever Labour councillor in our ward, which is Southwick Green Ward, as I say, just next to the Port of Shoreham entrance on the Sussex coast. And you know, it's should we say I rejoined. I was thrown out of the Labour Party in 1997. I rejoined when Jeremy became leader. I'm still in it now, basically because we've got a really good local crew, and it's nothing to do with the national leadership. And my missus, as always, people have been pestering her for years to stand for the council because she's brilliant and everybody knows her locally, and she might win. I mean, seriously, she might, and it will be the first time that would ever have happened in Southwick Green. That's because she just knows lots of people, because local elections aren't about Starmer and, you know, all that stuff. It's just about the bins and decent housing and, you know, all the obvious things, and stopping and getting the food banks sorted out and getting to the point where we don't have probably food banks anymore. Anyway, so I'll do this to finish off with. I'll be doing a lot of canvassing. Obviously, it's easy for me to canvass. I don't have to talk about Starmer or you know, horrible centrism. I just tell people how wonderful my wife is and what a great councillor she'll be. That's local elections. So, but I do meet quite a lot of these sorts of people on the doorstep. It is called Poison Pensioner. It's actually inspired by my own family. In fact, to be specific, it was inspired by my aunt. My mother had Alzheimer's for a long time. My aunt used to come and help. I've tried to work it out, but I just can't see how a cretin like you is related to me. You've just one brain cell and that one's a mess, parroting rubbish from the Daily Express. No, not the Sun. You'll say that was a rag. Delusions of grandeur from a jumped up hag, but don't get ideas. You're as thick as a shoe. Poison Pensioner. This poem's for you. I've had it up to here and I'm cutting up rough. Distant relative, not distant enough. Ever thought of space travel, prejudiced cow? I'd suggest Uranus, but you're up there right now. You've a monochrome vision of a world that's dead. A million Reader's Digests inside your head. I like to put vomit in your cheese fondue. Poison Pensioner, this poem's for you. You worked all your life in the public sector, and all you ever did was whine and hector, moan at the people who fought your cause, cheer for the Tories and their union laws. You were born in a count's house, you clueless bitch, but you side with the right and you vote with the rich, bowing and scraping to the privileged few. Poison Pensioner, this poem's for you. You've a medal for meddling, that's for sure. If this was my house, then I'd show you the door, but my mum needs help and you're here to see her. So I sit and I listen to your verbal gonorrhea. Right now, I wish I was in her head, because mum won't remember a word you said. Your compassionate act just got a bad review. Poison Pensioner, this poem's for you. Bossy, yet servile. Some combination. Paralysed spine of a lick-spittle nation. Could have been a builder, ended up a tool, lifelong victim of divide and rule. You're a ragged-trousered philanthropist who wasn't even waiting for the boat you missed. You're a turkey voting for Christmas too. Poison Pensioner, this poem's for you. Cheers, everybody. Thanks very much for having me. I'm very proud to join you. Happy May Day. I shall stay on for about another 15 minutes and watch the next performer. Then I've got to get off because I'm going to be doing something else. But it's lovely to thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Attila the Stockbroker.